Is the end of Saturday Night Live now at hand? We're looking at a possible retirement of Lorn Michaels, but that's not all. A cast member for the late night comedy show has gone where few would ever go before, describing what could be a criminal act against a kid, and all for laughs. Today we'll tell you why SNL is going under with big blunders, and they need Lorn Michaels to save them. It's a great day. It's a good day, folks. Thanks for coming our way. The studio is glistening because you are listening to what we have to say. Truth with a capital T, you betcha, and let's get underway. Click the like button. Let's talk about, is it the end, finally, of the comedy institution we call SNL? Back in my day, SNL was a funny show. That's what everybody says about years ago when they were at a certain age and they watched SNL. But now the end may finally be here. Folks, take a look at this article. It's by Andrew Sanford. It says, new trailer for Lorn Michaels' SNL documentary teases his retirement. This came out in March. And yeah, it's looking like Lorn Michaels is finally going to prepare for the step down. I think he's in his 80s now. It says Lorn Michaels isn't going to be around one day. That's what struck me the most in a new trailer for Lorn, a documentary about the famed producer and creator of Saturday Night Live. He's always felt like such a gargantuan presence, and that was the case long before I even knew who he was. The article goes on to talk about how steps may be taken to get ready for a future where he's not there, and I'm not sure it can be held together. Why? Well, from The Hill, this just from the other day, SNL rips Pam Bondi's departure in cold open. That's okay if they want to go after anybody, but the problem is SNL for so long has been determined just to go after one side, and without Lorn Michaels there to guide them, I'm actually thinking it could get much worse. This, of course, talks about the Saturday Night Live kickoff with the parody skit featuring Attorney General Pam Bondi's recent firing, depicted an NCAA Final Four postgame show in which Charles Barkley, played by Kenan Thompson, kept going off topic and spoke on Bondi's ouster. It says, it is a shame when somebody gets fired, but we should all be glad that freckle-chested dragon lady is gone. Now, you all know there is no way they would ever say that about somebody on the left, right? But this is where it's getting weird, as we are now looking at perhaps the goodbye for Lorn Michaels. Page 6, SNL star Chloe Fineman under fire for controversial job confession as Vanity Fair does damage control. Jonas, have you seen this story yet?
No, I did see the video. Yikes.
This is crazy, and it's something we can't even play, and Variety is trying to hide it, I suppose. Eric Tedesco is writing about this one. Saturday Night Live star Chloe Fineman is facing backlash for a wild story she told in a Vanity Fair video. It's been edited. The March 31st video titled SNL Cast Tell How Well They Know Each Other begins with Fineman asking her co-stars if they know what job she was fired from and rehired when she was 16. They throw out a bunch of guesses, and then what was it? Well, this lady right here, this actress on the show, goes on to talk about treating a kid very poorly. Fineman, 37, revealed that she was fired as a camp counselor. She's 37. How does she not know not to talk about this? What? Well, when Day, who's 46, asked Fineman if she was hitting on the campers, she clarified, no, I pantsed a boy. Folks, he was 6. She says, he would lift my shirt. It was a different time. He would be like, hey, could I have a hug? Then I'd go hug him, and he'd lift the shirt like a blank. Talking about a 6-year-old. And then she says, I'm going to get back at you. She continued and said, so we were on a hike, and I was like, hey, Ollie, go over there. It's a hawk. He looked, and then I yanked his pants down, and then I was fired. Now, if you've seen the video, folks, at least her castmates look on like, what are you doing? What are you saying? No, stop. But she keeps digging and digging and digging. And folks, we can't play the video because it would break YouTube rules, because she's talking about doing something not okay with a little guy, right? This is what I'm talking about when I'm talking about the politics of the show, and I'm talking about Lorn Michaels getting ready to go, and then you got this woman who's just crazy. I'm telling you, without the glue, without Lorn Michaels to hold this together, and ratings are slipping badly now. Without him to hold it together, this show is finally falling apart. Daily Beast is talking about the SNL spinoff they've tried. Not working. Not working. It's also a disaster. Donovan Lynch talking about it's no laughing matter over at the Daily Beast. Struggling to land with viewers as ratings drop, right? They thought they could replicate it. Nope. Turns out they can't. Boys and girls, everybody says, you know, my era of SNL was the best. If people grew up with Will Ferrell playing George Bush, I tell you, they think he's the best. There's no doubt about it. And if they grew up with the guys and gals who were the first cast, you've got Steve Martin, you've got Chevy Chase, they all think they're great. They think the Dan Aykroyds are, you know, the Coneheads, that was the funniest. Or they say, Matt Foley back in my day, he was the funniest when Chris Farley played him. I think this show is falling out of relevancy. Marv, I don't hear anybody now talk about, boy, did you see SNL? Oh. And I also don't see it trending anywhere unless it's with a huge faux pas like this woman did. Marv, is it over? Is it kaput for SNL these days?
I think it's just an institution at this point. I think even if Lorne Michaels retires, I think they're going to keep it going for as long as they can. It's going to take a really, really low ratings to actually cancel that show. I mean, unless Lorne Michaels is at the point where he's just kind of like, you know, you're not going to do this without me. I think that they're going to keep it going no matter what. I think that, you know, the fact that that story about what that lady did as a camp counselor didn't blow
crazy
up more is crazy, because if you reverse the genders there, that's an arrest, and that is being listed on a registry, probably rightfully so, because that is absolutely terrible. And then she's like laughing about it, bragging about it, like that. It's a bunch of, you know, people with no moral center. You can tell. The only thing I've ever really liked that they've done in the last decade plus has been some of the Weekend Update things where they write their jokes for each other. Other than that, you know, it's miss after miss after miss after miss ever since the Orange Man showed up.
Why do you think she thought this was funny? And is this what this is going to turn into as soon as somebody like Lorne Michaels is not there to run the show and keep it moored to any kind of sensibility?
Yeah, I honestly don't know. I think this.
I mean, what was she thinking?
Because it's Hollywood, and
she
Hollywood.
wasn't.
If Lorne Michaels is keeping this moored in sensibility, then I don't want to see what it's like when it's not. Because
let me play just a little bit of it because I think I know a way to avoid it. I've watched this now to get an idea of just how bad it is.
Oh no! As a
Here's
producer,
just
I can endorse this.
Oh, we'll be safe, Jonas. I promise. Here we go, real quick.
No, I was fired as a camp counselor.
For hitting on the campers?
What is that? No, I pants.
Okay, and then she goes on to tell it. Let's mute it. Watch the reaction of the co-stars who don't know she's going to do this.
Yeah, that's a
look of absolute abject horror.
Look at them. They're all like, we're in this video now. Oh,
yeah.
great.
And she's doing the bit. If we go deeper though into this, you can see they're trying to find some way out of this. They've got the awkward laugh, like, oh no. But look
These are the looks they gave when Charlie Day started talking about Luigi Mangione.
Yes. Look at the guy in the red hair at the top. Look at his look. He's like, ugh.
What is
Yeah.
happening right now?
Oh no. So this is what happens without leadership. What'd you say, Jay?
Yeah.
It's Hollywood.
They
Every
just don't know.
now and then the mask slips, you know, and it's like they find that type of behavior perfectly acceptable in that bubble. Mm-hmm. It's really disgusting, but it's we see it happen from time to time. Saturday Night Live, I don't know anybody who watches Saturday Night Live. The only thing that they've done funny recently was they made fun of Black Snape. And maybe they're trying to appease to another audience, but this is what happens when you go full, woke, right? Like eventually people get sick of it and it's like you don't have enough people to sustain it. And then when you try to say, hey, look, we're going to do something funny for everybody, it's like it's too late.
But even then, Jay, when they did the Black Snape thing on SNL, they're still being absolutely dominated in terms of views by somebody like Nerdrotic. They're still being dominated by geeks and gamers. Like, they're not culturally relevant anymore.
Right. And the internet helps with that because, again, I only saw it because there was a clip on Twitter. If it wasn't a clip on Twitter, I wouldn't even see it.
Well,
yeah,
with the Black Snape thing, I think they were just attacking the Harry Potter thing because it takes one out of J.K. Rowling, and they all want to like, you know, weaken Harry Potter as a brand.
Which is so silly because she's really a raging leftist. There's one thing they disagree with her on, and
she is nowhere near the center. She is nowhere near the middle.
Oh, she's a progressive left. Total agreement with them.
Right, but she stepped outside the orthodoxy on one single issue, and thus she must be destroyed.
Right. You know, I think there's a lot to be said for the fact that there's not really much competition at that time slot from a at least on the East Coast. Maybe it is. I think California actually watches Saturday Night Live, where you have to make a point to stay up late to watch it live on the East Coast, and it's after everything. So it has to be really important to care to be on to watch a television at that time of night on the East Coast. I'm not doing that so that I can watch people mess around. In the age where you can just literally pull up anything or play a video game, I don't see why anyone would choose to watch Saturday Night Live.
It's also
Now,
fascinating to me. Go ahead,
when,
Jonas.
when I'm doing story research, Deadline used to run 10 articles on every single episode of Saturday Night Live, to where it's like, guys, you need to find something more exciting in your life.
The other thing that's interesting to me, and I don't know why, maybe I'm misaligned on this, but I remember, SNL used to be the place for young comedians who were discovered to really explode. And when we're reading the ages for these people, it's surprising to me that they're in their 40s, or they're in their 50s. And it's like, SNL is maybe not so edgy anymore. I'm not saying that you can't be edgy in your 40s or 50s, but the proclivity is going to be that somebody in their 20s is bringing something novel. Whereas, like, how long has Kenan Thompson been on SNL now? He's been there for 30 years. I think he got out of all that and jumped straight into SNL and has never left. Like, they'll be doing Good Burgers now on SNL before too long, but it'll be in a some sort of geriatric center. That's where we're getting to at this point. And
Same with late night.
Yeah, same thing, right?
Yeah.
It's become, late night has become essentially Rachel Maddow with a few extra quips to try to make it funny and hip, but it doesn't work.
I think it's really cool though that they're replacing Colbert with an actual comedy show.
Oh, yeah. Tell the folks out there about that, Marv.
Yeah. So Colbert, when he goes off the air next month, is being replaced with what's not Last Comic Standing. What is it, Jonas? It's
I forget the name of it, but
I forget the name of it too. I wrote the article this morning and I forgot the name of it already.
Yeah, so they sold the block of time to Byron Allen, who he will buy late night television and run ads against it. He's also the guy who tried to buy ABC, and any channel that comes up, he tries to buy it because he wants to be the king of the crumbling empire of linear television. But he's literally just going to program it with a bunch of comics. There's
Comics Unleashed and Funny You Should Ask.
Yeah.
There you go.
So he's just going to have comedians, which is a great idea because believe it or not, when people that want to watch TV at that time of night turn on the television, it's generally not so that they can go to bed and seethe about American politics.
Yeah, my Instagram feed is all stand-up comedy right now because sometimes you just have to laugh, and I think it's the only place where people are still making you laugh.
That's right. Folks, you tell us, is it over once Lorn Michaels leaves SNL? We'd love to hear from you what your thoughts might be on this one. But until then, we'll keep watching the entire comedy genre on network TV die while, as Marv said, the stand-up guys are thriving for saying what they really believe.
We really hope that you felt this video was satisfactual. We know we had an actual good time participating and communicating with each and every one of you out there listening. It is a great honor. It is a great pleasure, even a responsibility to do this on a daily basis. You give us the dream job we love doing, and for that we can never say thank you enough. There's only one small favor we ask beyond what has already been done, and that is, folks, consider it. That is clicking the like button. Share, subscribe, click it, stick it to those pesky algorithms. It's the notification bell, and drop a comment right on down below. Let us know your thoughts, because your thoughts do indeed matter, no matter what the mainstream media would otherwise say. Folks, as we say every single time we end these videos, because we mean it, keep learning, keep growing, and keep having fun.